Okay, so 0. That's the number. Out of 127 disability claims filed in Connecticut last year, 0 kids got help. Not one. And the woman in charge of the office that's supposed to help them just sat in front of Congress and said, things are actually getting better. That's Linda McMahon. And what you're about to watch is Senator Chris Murphy walking her through it piece by piece. The fired attorneys, the shutdown field offices, a 35% budget cut she literally tries to deny on camera. It's something.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Good to see you, Secretary McMahon. I want to just tell you a quick story so you can understand why Senator Murray and many of us on this committee care deeply about what you have been doing to try to destroy the Office of Civil Rights. Amy Cupp is a parent in Indiana. She was very alarmed when her daughter came home one day with severe bruising on her hands and arms. Her daughter has severe autism, a group of different disabilities. What she came to find out is that the school that her daughter was at had been restraining and secluding her daughter. In fact, her daughter spent 23 hours over 29 different times in what the school referred to as the blue room, a padded room in which this girl was thrown in by herself, spent 23 hours in the first just few months of her 6th grade year. This family got no resolution from the school district, and so they went to the Office of Civil Rights. Their case was proceeding until you were sworn in. And when you were sworn in, their case ended. They were given a notice that the Chicago field office was shut down and that there would be no further processing of their case. They went to court along with many other families. And I heard you say to Senator Murray that things are getting better at OCR and that you are now processing cases again. But my understanding is you're doing that not out of your own volition, but because the parents sued you and the court found that you were in gross violation of the law, having fired half the attorneys at the office, having closed down all these field offices that parents rely on. So what was going on in 2025? I mean, why did you decide to shut down these field offices, to illegally fire half the attorneys? I hear you and want to believe you that things are going to get better, but obviously you spent an entire year trying to eliminate the functions of this office. And I'll give you a numerical example. In Connecticut, your home state, when you came into office, there were 127 pending claims at OCR. Half of them were kids with disabilities who were relying on you to help them. Do you know how many cases got resolved positively for families in Connecticut in 2025? 0. Not a single child got a positive resolution, got help from the Department of Education having filed a disability claim in 2025. That is unacceptable. So I guess tell me why you did that. And am I wrong that the only reason that you're restarting anything at OCR is because the court is telling you have to do it?
Oh, you're clearly wrong about that, Senator. We definitely did not shut down the Department of Civil Rights at the Department of Education. Before I got there, and then the RIF happened, I think, a week after I was sworn in.
Yep.
But the process had been in place to reduce greatly the Department of Education, the number of people there under very stringent budgetary requirements that we were given. And so this was part of a RIF that happened, but we were in the process of looking at how to make sure that our Office of Civil Rights was in fact going to be able to handle cases, trying to make sure that we could get as many of them handled as possible. And so that is why Kim Ritchie was brought back. Part of the reason that she was brought back, I hired her, I found her, because she had been the most effective person in the prior Trump administration the Bush. But it's important that
you did the
but
I mean, you're saying you were trying to figure out how to better resolve cases. You resolved not a single case in Connecticut in 2025. I mean, how do you defend that? Not a single child in Connecticut got a positive resolution from the Department of Education for their discrimination claims. 70 of them had disability claims. How do you defend that?
Well, it is very difficult when I'm trying to address those particular issues, except to know that those things were happening, and we are looking forward to make sure that they stop happening.
But you fired half the department.
But that is hindsight. What we are doing now
does that mean?
is that you know perfectly well what it is. We've brought people on board to handle these cases because I believe that they should be handled. We should be dismissing these cases. We should be finding resolutions to them. And so those attorneys are being brought back. They were
How many of them have been brought back?
all of the ones that were fired who didn't take early retirement, they came back, and we are, in this budget, have more money to hire more lawyers.
No,
And
this
so-
budget proposes a 35% reduction to the Office of Civil Rights, and so that's my final question.
No, but it is a budget of increasing dollars for civil rights. And
No,
we are
no, it's not.
hiring more lawyers.
No, it's not. This office, this budget has a 35% proposed reduction for the Office of Civil Rights.
Well, we are moving forward to make sure that
Wait,
we
that's
rapid
true, right?
resolution, expanded mediations,
let's
and
just-
multi-regional teams.
Well,
are
but let's just
focused
get some,
across the
let's
country.
just agree to the facts, right? You will agree that this budget you're proposing to reduce funding for the department by 35%.
No, I'm not agreeing to that.
But
Here's what I'm saying. We are bringing back lawyers. We are hiring new lawyers to address this backload with the person who had been so successful before in getting this done. When she left office, there was a 4,500 backlog, and now from the Biden administration, there's 19,000 more. And so we are addressing them for rapid mediation, expanded resolution, and multi-regional teams that we've now put back in place. So addressing the issues that happened in the past.
I mean, it's like black is white. It's a 35% cut
We're
you're proposing.
inadequate. We're inadequate. But going forward,
I'm going to call us down. Did you want to make one last comment, Senator? Okay. Senator.
All right, take a breath, because if that exchange left you a little stunned, this headline right here on screen does the work for you. The Office of Civil Rights, that's the agency. That's the only place a parent can go in this country when a school is breaking federal law and hurting their kid. There is no other office that does this. It's it. And in 2025, McMahon fired half the attorneys in that office. Half. And shut down the regional field offices that families actually walk into. So when she sits there and goes, well, we're trying to handle cases. Yeah, okay. With what staff exactly? Let me give you the timeline. McMahon got sworn in early March 2025. By her own testimony, the layoff notices went out about a week later. Half the OCR attorneys gone. The Chicago field office, the one handling the Cupp family's case, shut down. Multiple other regional offices closed. Families with active cases got a letter saying, hey, your case is suspended, not resolved, not transferred, suspended. That's what she did week 1. And here's the part that should stick with you. 0. Out of 127 pending OCR claims in Connecticut, which is McMahon's own home state, by the way, not one family got a positive resolution in 2025. 70 of those were disability claims. Kids like Amy Cupp's daughter, kids whose parents had nowhere else to turn. And McMahon's answer when Murphy asks her how she defends that, quote, it is very difficult. Yeah, no kidding. It's like, imagine calling 911 because someone broke into your house, and the dispatcher goes, oh, sorry, we let half the cops go, but we're really going to do better next year. Cool. Great. What about right now? What about the families sitting in a 19,000 case backlog because she fired the people processing it? And yeah, McMahon keeps saying we're hiring lawyers back. Some of them, after a federal court ordered her to. That's not initiative. That's compliance under duress. Now, this is the part where it stops being bureaucratic and starts being a little embarrassing. The administration's own budget proposal, the document her own department submitted to Congress, cuts OCR funding from roughly $140 million down to about $91 million. That's a 35% cut. It's in the document. It's printed. You can read it. Murphy reads it to her. And she goes, no, I'm not agreeing to that. You're not agreeing to your own budget. It's not a Democrat number. It's not Murphy's number. It's the number your department submitted. Murphy literally says it's like black is white. And he's right. Because when a cabinet secretary denies basic math from her own department on camera under oath, we're way past spin. That's just gaslighting on a Tuesday afternoon. and nobody on the other side of that table even blinks. And let's bring it back to where this started. Amy Cupp, her daughter, severe autism, 6th grade, came home one day with bruising on her hands and arms. Turns out the school had been throwing her into a padded room they called the Blue Room. 23 hours total, 29 separate incidents. In the first few months of 6th grade, the family went to OCR. OCR was helping, then McMahon got sworn in, and the help stopped. That's what this is actually about. That's the stake. And this is the part that actually matters. Because when you fire half the lawyers, close the field offices, deny the budget cut, and slow walk every disability case until a federal judge forces you to start over, that's not bureaucratic chaos. That is the policy. The whole point is to make the system not work. Because if OCR doesn't function, schools don't get held accountable. And if schools don't get held accountable, kids in padded rooms stay in padded rooms. So here's the line. If anyone tries to tell you this is just government efficiency, hit them with the numbers. Half the attorneys fired. Field offices shut down. 0 positive resolutions in Connecticut. A 35% budget cut she denied on camera. And one autistic kid in Indiana who spent 23 hours in a padded room while the office that was supposed to protect her got dismantled around her. That's not efficiency. That's abandonment with a press release. Anyway, hit like, subscribe, share this with someone who needs the receipts. I'll see you in the next one.